Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today is the tutorial number 43 and we are going to discuss about use context hooks in React.js. And these hooks are very powerful because it looks your code and makes your code more easy to read and write. So guys, let's continue. But before continue, I'm going to share the previous code. In our previous video, what we did, we create a parent component, and in the parent component, we are using the create context, and in the create context, and then we create some providers, and then we are consuming these values here, right? But I show you this code. This it looks like an arrow here, so I'm going to overcome this code and React introduce the use context so that you can easily use the create context providers throughout your application globally, so it can be globally manageable, but you do not need to write all these codes because it's a quite lengthy code, and context API actually uh, provide us these type of functionalities that you need to use the consumer, otherwise we cannot fetch that code, but it is quite lengthy code. So to overcome this, we are going to use the use context in this tutorial. And use context, what is actually use context is actually a react hook, and the current use context actually allows us to read the data, or we can say read the context and subscribe to its changes. So let's suppose whenever we have some changes in our context, it actually re-rendered that component, right? So let's do a practical example. I'm not going to write all this code because in our previous video, you can see here on the parent context API, we created an object and we passed the multiple create context. So now I'm going to use this on our child components, I use on the nested child component here on the child component 3, but this time I'm going to make example for child component 2 so you can understand the difference between this uh, consumers and use context, why use contexts are so simply, and why we can use it, and how it will be helpful for us to write and read, right? So all you need to do, I'm going to comment this code, right? And now I'm going to return all these things which I written here. I'm going to copy this and I'm going to pass here. And now I need to use these values because because there's no much changes of the use context at context API. The only changes we are in the use context is um, this create context will remain same. The provider will also remain same. We are going to use the provider again to use the values and to pass the values. But the only changes are uh, we are going to import it first, and then we are going to write in this way const and fname, and now I'm going to use the use context, not I'm not going to use the first name dot consumer. So once I click the use context, you can see here use context hook is import on our top of the component. So I'm going to pass here, and remember one thing guys, you need to pass the object field name, the provider name. You cannot pass the name like this consumer and then you can write something like this dot this. No, you need to pass the exact name which you pass in the object on the parent component, right? Like this. And now I'm going to copy paste this and I'm going to use this for the last name as well as. See, it's very easy, and it's not lengthy code. Now it's quite easily you can use this use context. You just need to use this use context and you can easily get the value. So you can read here accept a context object like we created in a previous parent here, in our parent component here, you can see here. And then all you need to do is it returns the current context value, whatever the current value we have passed here on our component. It will return that current value as as given by the nearest context provider for the given context, right? So it will give us the value which was passed by the nearest provider. So we pass this React.js developer, and we are expecting this. It is going to say, hi, I'm React.js developer, but I'm going to say here using use context so we can see the difference. So now go and check it out on our page. If I go and check it out, so you can see here we are getting the same response, but this time you can see the code, the difference in the code. So how easy and simple it is. See, we only write two lines of code, but if you see on the component 3, when we use the consumer approach, we need to write lot of code. And if we have more than one or two or three uh, context API fields, it is going to be really complex UI and coding things on for users, also for other developers also who are going to use our code, and for ourselves also to understand and write the code. So guys, see the power of the use context. You can use this throughout your application because it's a global. We can say a global state management. You can use it globally anywhere in your project, and it will be really helpful for you. So thank you very much, guys. I hope you like and enjoy the video, and this is going to be really fun for you. I'm trying to making a lot of new scenarios for the React.js tutorials, and with on the next videos, I'm coming up with some new ideas and some new topics of the React.js. Thank you very much, guys, and please don't forget and subscribe to my channel, and also like the videos and share the videos on the social media and with your friends, because these all videos are completely free. I'm doing my hard work to provide you the best videos, and you can become a best React.js developers. Thank you very much, guys. Have a good day.